How are you feeling about today? You're calm all week, you've done well all week. I guess the pressure's on you, because you're probably the favourite.
Well, no. Brian's quicker than me, I think, at the moment in these cars. I'm absolutely not terrified, but I'm really nervous.
Fellas, listen, best of luck, enjoy yourselves.
Yes, well, thank you, Denise, and make sure that petrol's not unleaded as well. Welcome to our final day. Gary Numan has a 4-point lead to defend, but it's a perilous lead as we head into double points. The red lights, they're out, so we can start racing here at Silverstone. Great start there by Melissa Joan Hart, but Jenny Frost has really got away cleanly and has overtaken Tamara Eccleston before the first turn. And is that Gary Numan coming through behind? Gary Numan up into second. Can he take the lead by the time we get to the hairpin? Oh, he's done it! Brilliant stuff there. Car number 6, Gary Numan into the lead. I can't believe that start from Gary Numan. Absolutely incredible. Looking at the replay of the start, and what a great start it was from Gary Numan way down the back of the field. But he went past 3 cars within the space of about 50 metres and was past Miss Dynamite within the space of about 70. An incredible start from Gary Numan. That's why he's the joint favourite to take this race. Here comes Brian Johnson and Gary Numan into Brooklands. On the inside, Brian Johnson's got the lead. Goes past Gary, real brave manoeuvre, and Brian and Gary slugging it out once again, as they have been for most of this week.
You know what, these boys are real racers.
Riding on board with Brian Johnson, we can see the view from behind that Formula Ford, and we can see the difference that Gary Numan needs to make up. It's a couple of car lengths as they come down the national straight. 0.5 of a second, almost the blink of an eye between them. These two in the Lotus the other day separated by only 0.3 at the end of the race. They've given us some really close racing, and we're on for another close battle, I think, here this afternoon. 7 laps we've had of this 20-lap Formula Ford race, which means the team captains can now start to think about their pit stops. Gary Numan has set the fastest lap. Will he be the first man called in for his mandatory stop? Will he be waiting for the captains to keep him out as long as they possibly can? It's an interesting strategy battle. Numan comes into the pits. The lollipop is out. Gary Numan will have to suck it for 10 minutes, 10 seconds even, in the pit lane. Just keeping the car running, waiting patiently, no emotion, and away he goes now. As in comes Melissa Joan Hart for her pit stop. There goes Brian out of the pits. Where's Gary? Brian powering now towards Maggots and Beckett's. Gary Numan just coming round Cops.
Well, you know, Brian Johnson at the moment sees Gary Numan, but he sees him a long way back in his mirrors. He must feel at the moment he has the advantage, but you know, Gary Numan is never going to give up. He's taking chips out of him with each lap.
But now, Brian Johnson and Gary Numan. Brian must have made a mistake because Gary really has caught him up. Another fastest lap by Gary on lap 16. But boy, oh boy, is he getting close now. Brian and Gary separated by 1 car length with 3 laps to go. And this is the race we hoped and prayed for. And this is the race our music boys are delivering.
Indeed they are, and the reality, of course, is that Brian cannot finish anywhere but first. He will not accept second. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
There goes Gary Numan as they head down the national straight, and Gary Newman's gone into the lead, but has he got a bit wide? Brian can regain that lead. He tries on the inside, and they almost touch wheels. They were just inches apart going into Luffield. Brian almost onto the grass. He's got his right tyres on the curb, battling away, and will he fancy his chances coming out of Woodcote and down the main straight now? Gary Numan from Brian Johnson. What a battle this is with 2 laps to go.
What incredible racing we're seeing today, and these are drivers who just started a week ago, and they're showing what you would see in maybe even a professional race.
Incredible. Through Cops now, and Brian catching Gary Numan, inching closer and closer. Brian switches out to the left-hand side, trying to get Gary through Maggots and into Beckett's, but Gary says, no, you're not coming past me there, my friend. Brian Johnson not giving up. Gary Numan so cool. I believe that he's barely breaking a sweat in that cockpit.
He's got it all going according to plan, but of course Brian Johnson, half Italian, he's not going to be able to restrain that Latin temper, and he has to go, and he does. He has a look down the inside of Brooklyn.
Every single corner he's trying his luck, and Brian Johnson finally comes good through Brooklands. Wonderful manoeuvre there. Gary Numan couldn't cope with the pace of the ACDC man, who rolls on into the lead once again. But Gary will come back, I'm sure. This is brilliant stuff on the race. Brian Johnson leads from Gary Numan. Meanwhile, up in front, Brian and Gary still battling away, and Gary Numan trying to make a move down the inside of Cox as they go into the last lap. Brian Johnson slams the door shut and defends his line and keeps the lead for the time being. Great excitement, just a tenth of a second between the two drivers as they cross the line. Brian Johnson, who won the Rage Buggies, Brian Johnson, who won the Minis, Gary Numan, who won the Lotus and the Caterham. But who's going to triumph here? It's Brian who leads on this final lap, and now into the final corners. There are back markers ahead, but too far ahead. This could be Brian Johnson's day here in the race. Our finale for the week. Brian Johnson takes the Jagged flag from Gary Numan. Oh, what sweet music they've made at Silverstone today.
Mr. Numan, Gary, it was so close there at the end. How are you feeling?
Oh, it's fantastic. That was so much fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah? You feeling physically exhausted?
No, not at all.
Would you do it all over again now if you had the chance?
Still in there.
I probably could at the moment, yeah. That was
Second place, Gary Numan! Bernie, if you could present the awards to Gary. Congratulations to the boys! We're out of time here! Thank you so much for watching. Good night!
Here is my small black box filled with her.